Australia, number 11, Jake Green. Anything's off the leadership category 10, the designated hitter, Jose Altamira.
Pour les Glaçons, on voit la 5e manche, leur 6e dans la position, numéro 10, c'est le frappeur de José Altamira.
Opening the Super Round at Port Arthur Stadium in Baseball Central in Thunder Bay, Ontario. Here is how things look. Records from the opening round against Super Round opponents carry over. So unbeaten Korea and the unbeaten United States 2-0. Canada and Japan at 1-1. And Australia and Cuba kind of start things with a hand tied behind their backs at 0-2, having lost their matchups against each Super Round opponent. 0-1, a shot out to center field off the bat of Shosei Nakamura. One up, one down against a new arm into the ball game for Australia. That right there is Brody Cooper Vasilakis, who went 4 innings, allowed 3 runs, 2 of them earned on 7 hits. And here's a look at the new arm, Jake Green, right-hander who follows Cooper Vasilakis, wears the windshield wipers, number 11 on the hill for Australia. Outfield pretty well straight away against the 7-hole hitter, Yuto Koga. Jacob Green so far in this tournament, 5 Ks over 6 innings and a win. This one down the left field line, that's a fair ball, and it's going to be extra bases. It curls into the corner. Over there to dig it out is Anderson Vine, and pulling up into second base with a 1-out double, Yuto Koga. Japan a man in scoring position, looking to add to this 1-run lead here in the 5th. Koga turned on that one quickly. It tailed in toward the hands of that right-handed hitter. Man, that just died off of that pad. So Anderson Vine didn't play any sort of carom. Japan will get its 9th opportunity now with a runner in scoring position. 2 for its first 8, Samurai Japan. This team has left 8 runners aboard through 4 innings. Stranded the bases loaded twice. Kazuya Maruyama thought about laying the bunt down. Jared Dale pulled way in at third base. Everybody else is back. Maruyama chokes way up on that bat. Squared again. He takes that one low. Maruyama, through his first 2 trips to the plate, strikeout swinging to end the first, then leading off the 4th. He laid down a bunt to the third base side. So we got a late appeal over to our third base umpire, Aaron Roberts. There he is. And Jared Dale made as good of a play at third as you'll ever see a third baseman make. Barehanded pickup and threw a perfect strike to first to get the out on Maruyama, leading off the 4th inning. Ball and 2 strikes now on this left-handed hitting center fielder for Japan. Three runs on 8 hits for today's home team, 2 runs on 6 hits for Australia. That one is away. Green home on the 2-2 to the right side. Easy take to the bag there for Rickson Wingrove. That will move Yuto Koga 1 station ahead, so he is now 90 feet away. Maruyama didn't lay down the sacrifice, but it functions as one. So 2 gone. And the task will fall to the 9-hole hitter, Kenji Nishimaki. You know, I don't have a number on this, but I would be interested to see over the course of the tournament just how many first pitches this Samurai Japan lineup has swung at, because it has not been many. They did play into a lot of early count outs against the United States and Ryan Weathers back on Saturday, and it'll be interesting if they get another shot at the U.S. in the medal round to see how that operation changes, that approach at the plate, as you get a look at some of the members of the Samurai Japan staff, scouts behind the plate. Bouncing ball foul, third base side. One and 2 now on Nishimaki. A 1-out double by Yuto Koga. He now stands at third after the ground out by Maruyama. Jake Green, home on 1 and 2. Man, Nishimaki, that's like a self-preservation swing with that ball tailing up and in on him, but he torched it to the third base side. Count remains 1 and 2. Green home again. And that one out to short. This is going to be a tough play, waiting for it to come down, and the throw to first is in time for the out from Jess Williams. And that retires the side. Jess Williams had a couple of tough plays over at short earlier on in this game, but he redeems himself with a couple of good ones over the last 2 innings. And we will head to the 6th. Samurai Japan has left 9 on base through its first 5 innings. Let's take a look at how we got to this point at Port Arthur Stadium. Japan 3-2.
Yeah.
4e position, numéro 3.
Strange end to the top half of the 6th inning, and we head into the bottom of the 6th. Australia does get the run that crossed on the sacrifice fly, so Mitch Edwards' run does count, as here is a 1-0 fly ball to center field off of the bat of Kyoto Fujiwara, the leadoff man for Samurai Japan, who is retired. So let's recap that. Rickson Wingrove strikes out to lead off the 6th inning. Then that man right there, Mitch Edwards, singles to get things started to center field. Right behind him, a single through the left side for Jake Amos. And then Josh Bedgood reaches on an error on a ground ball back to the pitcher's mound off of the glove of Shunpei Isamura to load the bases. Jordan Barnett puts a charge into a ball the other way to left field. Shuto Sakurai makes the catch just in front of the warning track, as this is Kaito Kazono at the plate here in the 6th. And then Japan appeals to second base. This ball torched to right center, and it'll get down for a base hit. And got the out called on a base runner that I believe was Josh Bedgood. And the reason why I keep thinking it was Josh Bedgood is because I heard Tyler Anderson, who is the Australia assistant coach over at first base, yell out to the umpire, he touched it on the way back. At any rate, a very strange out on the base paths ends the 6th inning. And what a weird one. So Australia in the inning gets a run. 2 hits in that frame. Here's a swing and a fly ball the other direction off the bat of Isanori Yasuda. And onto the warning track. Good grab made there on the run by Nick Anderson-Vine. 2 outs. So in that inning, a run on 2 hits, an error, and technically just 1 left on for Australia. And here's one more look at that play. So here's the catch made by Sakurai. Throw comes in. And there the base runners you already see are stationary. They're back at the bags. First pitch there for a called strike to Kiyomiya. So at first base, Josh Bedgood. Second base is Jake Amos. And you see the shortstop. And actually, the appeal looks like the out might have been called over at first base. We'll get an explanation on this. So the runner at first is the rule. And a momentary discussion there between those two umpires out in the field. Hee-Young Park, the Korea native at first base, and Trevor Drury at second base from Canada. That fly ball falls down the line. So a strange one. And I mean, that's a huge moment in this game. That is a pivotal moment, because without that, Australia's still got runners in scoring position and a chance to keep it going in the sixth. But here we are in the bottom of the sixth, and Kotaro Kiyomiya trying to keep his team's inning alive. 0-2 on the way to him. Good block there by Edwards. Australia just continues seeing such strange things and offensive chances for that group, but they're right in it here today against the world's #1. 1-2 pitch. Edwards blocks it, but that one kicks off of his leg, and it's going to allow the base runner Kazono to reach, or to move up, I should say. So in this inning, fly out to center, single to center, and a fly out to left. So Edwards gets enough of that ball to keep it in front, but good jump there from Kazono. And now he's in scoring position for Kiyomiya as Japan tries to answer. Another breaking ball. Actually, that one the fastball. And that puts the count full at 3 balls and 2 strikes. Japan, so far, this is the 4th straight at bat with runners in scoring position for Kotaro Kiyomiya. He is 0 for 2 with a walk in those situations, and he's trying to keep things alive here with 2 outs. 3-2. Swing and a miss. That one's into the dirt. Edwards has to get the out at first, and no trouble there. Kotaro Kiyomiya, the big bat for Samurai Japan, now 0 for 3 with runners in scoring position today, and a buried breaking ball from Jake Green does the job here in the 6th. Australia with a run in the top half of the 6th inning, and Jake Green fired up to get his team back to the bat rack for the top of the 7th. We are 2/3 of the way home in this one, and a classic underway. 3-3 our score, going to the 7th in Thunder Bay. 3 straight wins for Canada. Tomorrow, the United States will have to turn around for a 9 a.m. first pitch against Korea. And we're underway here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Shuto Sakurai with a 2-ball no-strike count that moves to 3-0. Well, over on the first base side, we showed you a little earlier that a few members of the Nicaragua national team had stopped by for this morning's game. They've taken up some seats over on the first base side. There's a 3-0 strike. There they are. Nicaragua's guys will go tonight over at Baseball Central against the Kingdom of the Netherlands. 3-1, a called strike. Sakurai, the left fielder, made a great catch on the warning track last inning as this one bounced over the glove of the pitcher Jake Green, and a good play there by Jordan Barnett on the backside of that one for a 4-3 put out on the leadoff man. It's a really good AB. And that one actually off of the glove of the pitcher Jake Green, so that doesn't just go as a 4-3 put out, that goes as a 1-4-3 put out. And the first offering to Shosei Nakamura is ball 1. Nakamura, the DH, up to 3rd. Easy play for Jared Dale. 2 pitches in and out on Nakamura. Well, just to kind of wrap things up, we'll do our best to get you an official explanation, but the official scorers next door are still debating as well who that out went on for that appeal play back in the 6th. Either way, Australia brought in the tying run. I believe that Hee-Young Park, the umpire you saw a moment ago over at first, called that out on the trail base runner, back at first, Josh Bedgood. That right now is my most educated guess, but we'll leave it there and try to get some clarity before this one is over. That was a pivotal moment in this game. Ball and a strike here on Yuto Koga. 1 for 2 with a walk and a double to left field today. And this one, right side, shallow right field, 3-man conversion, and it is the right fielder calling and catching. That's Jake Amos. And for just the second time today, Samurai Japan is retired in order. And Jake Green has now retired 5 straight. Long run for Jake Amos, but he gets there in time to make the grab. And Australia to the bat rack in the top of the 8th with an even line in all categories with Japan. 3 runs, 9 hits, 1 errors for both. 3-3 our score going to the 8th. Ryan, our video guys, for finding that angle that shows that out. Bunt down foul on the first pitch of the 8th inning. Kazuya Maruyama. So again, the situation was 1 out, bases loaded for Australia, trailing by a run. Jordan Barnett flies out to left field, a sacrifice fly that drives in Mitch Edwards. Jake Amos was at second base. He headed back there. Bedgood headed back to first, and on appeal, he was called out for not touching the second base bag. And that was what my guess was, but didn't confirm it until just now. And that is, again, Pat and Ryan, fantastic work to find that angle. So that is why Australia, rather than 2 outs with runners at first and second and a chance to take the lead back in the 6th, that inning ended with this game tied, and that's where it remains. This one, a flare to left. This is going to be a tough play. Nobody's going to get there. Lead off single to left field. Kazuya Maruyama just doing enough, flicking the wrists and dropping that ball in the other way. Great job of pitch diving outside to the lower border of the strike zone on the outside part of the plate. That is the first leadoff base runner for Japan since the first inning, in which Kyoto Fujiwara reached on an infield single. They brought home 2 in that inning. Square, the bunt, first base side. This is going to be a tough play, but covering at first base, a great job by Jordan Barnett to get there in plenty of time. The reason that play is so difficult sometimes, as the sacrifice putout goes 3-4, is a lot of times it's a long run for a second baseman to get there in enough time for a first baseman to make an accurate throw. But look at Barnett. There in plenty of time ahead of the base runner, the batter runner, Kenji Nishimaki. So 1 out and the potential go-ahead run in scoring position, and Jake Green has got to buckle down to try to get out of this for Australia. Way inside. Back at the top of the lineup to Kyoto Fujiwara. A ball and no strikes. Japan today just 2 for 10 with runners in scoring position. And over the first 4 innings, this Japan team left 8 on base. Bouncing ball out to second. The key is the out at first, and there it's recorded, 2 gone. This is the type of inning that drives the sabermetric crowd nuts, and with good reason. Leadoff base runner to first base, you give away an out to get him to second, and now you just gave away another out to get him to third. So now anything that turns into an out gets you out of this inning. And for Australia, that's where your focus is right now. It does not matter, Maruyama over at third, if you can get 1 more out on a batter. And the guy they'll try to get it against is Kaito Kazono. Just low. The Australia dugout wanted that call. Looks like a changeup for ball 1. Steve Fish, the manager of this Australia team, Damian Shanahan to the right of your screen, David Candelas to the left. 2 of his assistants, 1-0. That one to the right side, tough play, ranging over there to snare it is Jordan Barnett. Throw to first in time. And Australia gets out of it. Single, sacrifice, ground out, ground out. That's the argument against the sacrifice bunt. And we go to the 9th. 3-3 is our score, locked in a duel here at Port Arthur Stadium. Australia will try to get in front. One last look at a terrific play by arranging Jordan Barnett. And man, oh man, have we got a good one. 3-3 our score, headed to the 9th inning and the opening day of Super Round action of the 2017 U18 Baseball World Cup in Thunder Bay, Ontario.